growth with you as an artist, seeing you develop your passion projects, networking with professionals in the industry, like we were discussing before the podcast, that show you're working on. But I want to know before we dive into it, like, why did you pursue the path of an artist, and more particularly
Mm,
one of a storyteller?
yeah, that's a good question. People ask it a lot, and it's always hard to say because for me, it was always since I was really young. Like I was always involved in art somehow.
Right.
Like I grew up in Jamaica and I came here when I was around 10. So when I was there, I was like dancing, I was, doing drama, I was doing that. And then when I came here, I
Right.
kind of transferred. I didn't dance as much when I came here, just my mom. So kind of had to keep it, on the straight and narrow. So, but I was involved in like drama classes in elementary school, art class, all through high school. I did drama. When I was going into university, my mom wanted me to do graphic design, but I was like, that's not really what I
Mhm.
wanted to do because I
Right.
drew. So I didn't
Nice.
really want to do that. She's like, well, it's a good way for you to, be an entrepreneur, make money, etc. And I just convinced her, like, that's not what I'm going to go do.
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
I wanted to do film, and I just
That's
kind
not what
of,
drives you, right? Like your mom
yeah,
was suggesting, like, be entrepreneurial about it, you can make money, but you're after
yeah,
the arts, you're
exactly,
after telling the story.
exactly, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I liked to draw. I did media arts in high school as well, drama. So yeah, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like something I was passionate about. So I kind of thought, okay, how can I convince my very Caribbean mother that I can do
Yeah.
this, but maybe in a professional way? So I was like, okay, how about like journalism or something? Like I can be a host, and I can still be in front of the camera and still be
Right.
involved in television production somehow.
Right.
But a lot of the programs require like a portfolio, and it was literally like last minute that I had to convince her. So I decided to do communication studies, and I did that at Laurier, and I double majored in film.
Nice.
So even during that time, I was still, even though I was like, okay, I'll go do journalism, I was still very focused on film and film production. And I would take acting classes in the summertime when the terms were over. Yeah, and so that's just kind of how I kind of got into it. I just kind of followed my passion and stopped convincing myself out of doing what I wanted to do and just did
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, that's very important. And a lot of us have that tendency. I don't know if you still experience it, but even though we're on the path, of the artist, we still have those days where we have doubt, or we question, like, is this going to turn out? I think it's just normal, right? As humans, right? We don't know because nothing's guaranteed. But you followed your heart, and you proved that it was worth your while because you made it work for yourself. That's what I took from your story. It's kind of admirable in a way. And I like that you said you loved drawing, you had a talent in it, and there was a suggestion about going into graphic design. I myself had that same suggestion when I was in high school. I used to take these graphic design classes. We used to do like ad campaigns for MADD, Mother Against Drunk Driving, and my teacher was, I never forget this day. He asked me, like, going into university, what are you going to study? And I said, well, probably marketing, which at the time was even further from my dream of filmmaking. But I just said, like you, right? You're dealing with all these different voices, like it's probably more viable, more practical. And he was just so upset. He's like, you're so creative. You're so much of an artist that why would you pick marketing and not go for graphic design? But what he didn't realize, and even my parents at the time, is I had that, my heart lied in filmmaking. I didn't even care about those two subjects entirely. Um, but that just goes to show, see, with yourself, is that it's not like you studied a different program. You made it work for yourself. You kind of navigated, going to double majoring, right? I even saw you got your master's at Ryerson, right, for media production.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Congratulations
I
again. Yeah,
completed.
congratulations again. That takes a lot of work. People don't realize that. Yeah, my sister always jokes around because I write a lot as well, whether it's personally or professionally. And yeah, that's all. That's all. You're not doing algorithms. You're not doing complex data analytics. You're doing writing. That's all from the mind.
Mhm.
That's very
Yeah.
strenuous in its own, right?